Breaking Mattis just sent 800 troops to the border and they're bringing hell with them. Right as word had begun to come in that a third huge mob of migrant invaders was making their way to the United States from an entirely new country, General Mad Dog Mattis decided to act immediately. He's not messing around anymore, and with the first mobs already making their way into parts of Texas and Arizona, there's about to be all-out war at the border by the time the third massive group gets there. These border towns don't have enough shelter space and resources to handle the hordes of migrants. This is a job for Mattis and 800 troops to handle, and they're bring American justice with them. Theomandashia, if America is so bad under Trump, why is there in the thousands coming here? Where were they for 8 years of Obama while the door was wide open? We don't want them anyway, but it paints a picture. Reports on what's about to go down at the border is when the caravan of invaders meets their match. President Donald Trump is expected to send 800 troops to secure the U.S. border as a migrant caravan approaches, according to reports Thursday. The news was first reported by CNN, based on several administration officials, and confirmed by the Associated Press. NBC has not confirmed the reports. The Department of Homeland Security is not commenting on the reports. Earlier Thursday, Trump said he was bringing out the military to stop people from crossing the southern border into the U.S. The president has referred to the border situation as a national emergency. CNN reported the president could sign an order authorizing the deployment as soon as Thursday and said it was not yet clear whether the troops would be National Guard or active duty. The troops will not engage in any lethal actions against the migrants, CNN said. The move comes 12 days ahead of the midterms election on November 6, and Trump has been escalating his immigration rhetoric at multiple campaign rallies each week. The president has said that immigration and border security is one of the most important issues of the campaign. The latest expected deployment is separate from 2,100 National Guard members working along the border to support border authorities. As of Wednesday, the caravan of over 7,000 was in Jictla, Mexico, more than 1,000 miles away from the U.S. border. On Wednesday, NBC reported on the third big caravan heading our way and where they're coming from. As the Trump administration makes preparations to combat the 6,500-member Honduran migrant caravan making its way toward the United States, the Department of Homeland Security is also tracking a new caravan taking shape this time from El Salvador, according to 2 U.S. officials, a local source on the ground in Central America and an internal U.S. government report obtained by NBC News. The El Salvadoran caravan is still forming, but its members have plans to begin their journey northward toward the U.S. next week, according to the sources. The internal report indicates that DHS is tracking the communications of caravan members, including a 230-member WhatsApp group that intends to leave on October 31. The caravan's movement is likely to trigger fierce backlash from President Donald Trump, who has stoked fear about El Salvadoran migrants, particularly because nationals from the Central American country began the dangerous MS-13 gang. However, the report indicates the early members of the caravan are immigrant families traveling with children. It is unclear what has stoked this particular caravan to begin forming, but immigration advocates and experts believe its members may have been inspired by the Honduran caravan and hope to find safety in numbers. Immigrants from El Salvador, Honduras and Guatemala, many of whom travel as families and claim asylum, have presented a challenge for border agents as their numbers have surged under the past 2 presidential administrations. The Trump administration would like to see Central Americans be stripped of the right to remain in the United States while they pursue asylum claims, a senior administration official told reporters on a call on Tuesday. Under current law, only nationals from contiguous countries, such as Mexico, are sent back across the border without appearing before an immigration judge. Since changing the law would require an act by Congress, which is unlikely, the Trump administration is currently evaluating all options to deter migrants from crossing the southern border, the official told reporters. DHS also released new numbers on Tuesday that showed a rise in border apprehensions from August to September. Although it is normal for border crossings to rise as the weather cools, the number of migrant families was particularly high, up from 16,483 in August to 20,120 in September. In total, U.S. Customs and Border Protection arrested or denied entry to 521,090 immigrants at the U.S.-Mexico border in fiscal year 2018, which ended September 30, a significant jump from 415,417 the year prior.